Hey guys, welcome to this episode of the Go Mango Tokucast. I'm your host, Frozen Stratos. Here with me today we have
the Cinder Blaze.
My dude, welcome back. We are missing Makotoa because he is the sickness right now. Anyways, on the show today, we are going to be taking a look at the second episode of Kamen Rider Build, and what a strong second episode it was. I'm pretty pleased with what we got. Your initial thoughts. Let's hear them.
Okay, my initial thoughts. Basically, this was a very fast episode. They kind of like
yes.
As like you were saying when we were watching it, but in this one, like I personally felt like there was like plot threads that they just didn't feel like devoting the screen time to, so they just kind of put you in the middle of it, you know, and then kind of just get the resolution of the arcs without having like build up, and like I was okay with it because it didn't like waste a lot of time. It didn't really bog down the second episode of the series, because Kamen Rider series before, they kind of like have a lot of exposition just weighing the series down in the beginning. They usually have like really slow starts. This one just like, nah, here's his problem, and you know, here's his motivations, and then boom, you know, we have like some payoff to whatever.
This definitely struck a really good balance between character and plot focus. Like, I'm so glad that the plot is so very well intertwined to who these characters are, because sometimes there is that dissonance, right? Especially in, say, Zyuohger. The plot really didn't line up with the character motivations at all. And that's why when we were brought back for the Zyuohger final movie, you know, the V Cinema, that was the resolution that we wanted. It's because there was that emotional resonance from the characters, and I feel like I said, this strikes a good balance between plot and character character movement for the show.
I kind of want to touch on that point because you actually brought up a really good one. Because let's see, going back to the Zyuohger example, for that series, the plot and the character development arcs were completely different things. Like, they did not really overlap all too much. For Kamen Rider Drive, they kind of had some overlap in the beginning, but then it kind of separated towards the end.
I wouldn't say Drive entirely separated, because Bono did have to fight Go. And Heart did have to... this is spoilers for Drive, if anyone cares. Heart eventually had to fight Drive, and they reconciled, you know?
Yeah, but, like, the point I was trying to make was, like, although it might be, like, a little hand-in-hand right now, that probably won't be true for, like, the rest of the series, because it feels like this is a introductory kind of plot.
Yeah,
thread.
No, this definitely... honestly, because we all sort of kind of get the idea that the quote-unquote criminal guy is our secondary rider, and it would have been nice to get maybe like a few episodes as lead up to him getting his full bottle, especially since there are, like you said, a lot of plot threads here that we could have explored. I really would have liked to have this episode breathe a little more. I did see notes of the relationship that Brave had with Saki. Now hear me out. I like this one better, just because there was substance to the character, like the love interest. Whereas with Saki, we didn't get all that much. We didn't know exactly why she loved Brave. We just know that Brave loved her, and we kind of see the chemistry between Ryuga and the girl, no idea what her name is, but we got to see the chemistry, and I feel like that in itself is pretty important. Like, we didn't know her motivation for liking him or his motivation for liking her, but there was definitely chemistry there, like a strong chemistry, and that really helped carry the scene and sold the performances for me. And the relationship.
Yeah, like, she had enough depth for us to care about her, because we did feel like guilt towards, you know, kind of ruining her boyfriend's, like, career.
Yeah.
And like that actually just, it had like she had a weight in someone's life, and that kind of
she definitely made a difference.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, going back to our problems with like the pacing of this episode, like Ryuga, when he was getting the phone to call her, she's like already kidnapped. It's like they're waiting for her the entire time.
That scene bothered me just because of the tonal whiplash. We went from a completely comedic scene straight into tension, and I wasn't ready for it. And just to switch your gears that quickly, I feel like it would have been better had we gotten a few more episodes of this, just so we could get a bit, like, the pacing would be a bit better.
I felt like way too early in the episode to have that kind of like that quick cut, because like that would work in some situations, but then we kind of just like
because we didn't really set up the problem ahead of time, right?
Yeah, they do like explain it towards like actually like throughout the rest of the episode, which is kind of, it was good in its own way, but like in that initial like change of pace, I was just like, well, this doesn't feel right. I know you're probably trying to go for like that shock factor, but that just didn't come off that way for me, at least. It's just, oh, okay, I guess this is a thing now.
I know, yeah. It really, again, it would have helped to have a bit of build up to that scene, just because, man, this really wish this was 2 parts. But I mean, like, this next episode can surprise me. It could either let me down entirely or say, hey, this is why it was so quick, because this, I don't know. We don't know yet. So, but as this episode itself in a vacuum, was very happy with it, but I know it could have been better. I know the stories in this episode could have been better.
Yeah.
Especially with that, I like how they made sure to call to attention their own mythology before adding to it. You know what I mean? So, like, the girlfriend turned into one of the Smashes, and then Ryuga was like, hey, wait, like, don't kill her or save her or something. And then Sento was like, oh, well, if I do what I normally do, I end up fine anyway. They called back to it, and then they added to it. They didn't just add to it without any reference to the... Like, they at least let us know that they're still paying attention.
Yeah, because, like, one of, like, my problems with X8 was the kind of unclearness of the Bugster mechanic. And, at least for this one, the Smash mechanic is making a bit more sense, because
it's at least playing within its own rules, and like, since we don't know all the rules yet, it's okay to introduce more.
Yeah, but like, as you said, they reinforced the rules that we already knew from the previous episode, and they kind of helped. And it also showed Bill's character in a way, because it showed like his like rational.
Yeah, he's like, very, I don't know if this is the right word, pragmatic?
Yeah, pragmatic.
Yeah? Okay, yeah. Very,
Yeah, he's not like overly sensitive. It's just like, I can't bear to hurt this guy's feelings. It's just like, no, if I just do this and do that, then it's just gonna solve the problem. So I'm just gonna do that. And then
go for it.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
Oh, well, I was just gonna say, like, at the beginning of this episode, I did not know quite how to feel about Sento, but right now, I mean, like, it's definitely way more positive than it is negative. I want to see more before I make a solid, like, oh, I like him, or oh, I don't, because, like, there are elements to him that he has flavor. It's just that he doesn't have enough flavor yet. I don't know. His personality isn't too distinct, and I feel like that's probably for the best. Like, his characteristics are very subtle. You know what I mean? Like, they're not overtly, like, screamed at you.
They're not gimmicky. That's
yeah.
the thing.
Yeah, that too.
Like, I think a good example for that was probably like Taiga. I mean, I don't really like have any problems with him.
No, I love Taiga.
Yeah,
I love Taiga.
But like, you know what kind of character he is. Like,
exactly. Yeah.
the second he kind of like talks.
I mean, like they do, however, establish that. Oh yeah, this guy is a nerd, I guess. You know, like a science guy. When he was fighting the monster, oh yeah, that monster. We'll get to that. When he was fighting that monster, we got to see him visualize a situation in which he could come out on top, and he set that plan in motion and executed it pretty well. That was neat to see. That's the kind of superimposed math that I want to see. I still don't need to see math flying around the screen.
Yeah, like for...
This show could change my mind. I dare you to change my mind. Because right now I am very upset with all of the math flying around. It was smashing through the walls in the opening. By the way, we got the opening this episode.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that real quick, because it shouldn't take that long. But personally, I like the song. But like,
yeah, me too.
The visuals were kind of just... They didn't have much impact to it at all. So,
not really.
Yeah, it didn't leave like that much of a lasting impression. I mean, it wasn't like a really intense song either, so you know you can't really expect it to be.
It felt like a passionate song though.
Yeah, it was like a bit more on the emotional side. I would say.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like coming off of XA, which was a bit, you know, like hyper in a way.
I don't know. X8 was more. It felt a bit K-poppy.
Yeah,
to me. And this, it feels pretty tame, but still enjoyable.
Yeah, like maybe the series has to like grow into it, because like if the series as a whole captures that kind of mood, then it might make a bit more sense. But like right now, it's just like, oh, they're just kind of like standing around, you know? Damn, that's kind of unlucky.
You know, this world, it doesn't feel as manufactured. Like there was something in the tone about like to Drive, to Ghost, to X8 that really separated you from that world. Like the two are like our world and their world are very distinct, but there's something about Build that feels so grounded that even though these fantastical things are happening all around, the characters really help to guide us in this world. It feels like actual people reacting to real things.
Yeah, for that, I feel like it's more that like the actual peril isn't really that great to begin with. Like the Smash aren't doing anything like truly devastating that, you know, the Ghosts and the Roid Mutes and the Bugsters were doing. Yeah, because like they were like a bit more. They were calling like a lot of attention to themselves.
Right, but even in the bigger scenes, like the part where they pull a Kyoryuger and have all the minions stack on top of each other and turn into a large beast, that gave me pause. But still, I find myself, you know, completely buying the rest of the show. You know, like I'm sure that definitely happened.
That is confirmed to me that I was watching a Kamen Rider series.
Yeah.
Those stupid CG monsters. Yeah. In like the first few episodes, I don't know why, but I guess it looks cool for the kids. So you know, why not? It didn't really last that long, which was great. It just kind of happened, and we got to see a little bit of Bill's gimmick and, you know, his sciencey stuff. And I think you had the problem with like the formulas flying around. That
because like it looks like they've taken on a physical presence. We've seen it happen in his finisher, the first episode. They do take on like this physical thing.
Yeah, Ryuga's actually looking at them. So
yeah, the villain was looking at them the last episode. I mean, that could have just been, you know, like, oh, haha, Toku villain thing, breaking fourth wall, looking at it. No, Those are actual things, the actual physical things happening. No one calls attention to it. I don't know the significance
that might
quite
be a
yet.
smash power. We don't know.
His smash power. Oh, you know what? It could very well be.
Yeah.
I wonder, the dad, does he have a smash power of turning an iPad into a back scratcher?
The dad? Or just
Yeah,
like
that last scene. The dad of the girl with the powers?
Oh, that's her father? I thought it was just like...
No, it's the dad. Yeah. He twisted the iPad into a back scratcher. What?
Well, the daughter has a Smash-related power because she can convert them into bottles.
That's true. I don't know.
Oh,
definitely a lot of mysteries up in the air still.
Yeah, speaking of which, they did a really good job with having our characters interact because Ryuga really like fit with the team because he got to interact with that one chick who makes the bottles and a lot with Build. And I really like the chemistry between the two because they're like polar opposites. Because Build's supposed to be some genius, and this dude, he's clearly stupid.
Yeah, no, and Build, he's cool, calm, and collected, while Ryuga's hot-headed, and he's like, he's always yelling about something, and I like that. I really like the secondary writer.
Yeah, they really play well off of each other too.
Mm-hmm.
So
we kind of got that buddy cop duo going.
Yeah.
That's so weird. In any other show, the hothead would have been... Well, no. We've got Drive. In most recent shows, the hothead would have been the main character, and the cool, calm, collected guy would have been the secondary writer. It's weird to see that switched around again, and I'm glad to see it return, because we had that sort of dichotomy with... That's not the right word. We had that sort of relationship with Kabuto and Gatak, and I really like that. And Gatak is my favorite secondary writer. Actually, my favorite writer in general. So maybe this guy's gonna be shaping up to fight him on that position and fight him for that place in my heart. We'll see.
I was like thinking in like Sentai terms, and I was like, our last Red Ranger was kind of calm, cool, and collected, but then again, the rest of that team was super fucking chill except Leo. I guess it just...
But then we went back to Lucky, and then and we got that Sentai character again. But hey, I mean, I do want to say, because it is the second episode, I will give it a pass for this. But like we were saying, this was fast. This was a really packed episode. We got through a lot of things really quickly. And the biggest thing for me is because we're watching it side by side with Q Ranger, and Q Ranger is already going at breakneck speeds and not stopping. I'm hoping that we do still get plot progression in Build. I just want there to be maybe some time for us to breathe and really take in the scenery a little bit of this world.
Starting from next episode, we're gonna do a bit of world building because we have 3 regions in Japan to deal with.
Yeah, that's true.
I feel like that tends to always make a show really interesting, at least in the beginning, because there's 3 different regions, and just transitioning between the two always creates some sort of conflict that the character has to deal with. So I'm looking forward to it. The pacing, although for this episode isolated by itself was kind of off, it didn't really work within the episode as clean as it could have been, maybe. I feel like this pacing for the series overall might be the better choice, because just stalling out or just wasting time with fillery type of character arcs we don't really need a bug.
Well, I mean, like, I'm not asking for filler, because the last time I asked for filler, I didn't like it. I just want to slow down a bit and really let the characters sort of interact with each other and have things naturally fall into place. Because, like,
well, we did get that.
No, we did. It's just that we didn't get a lot of time to see it happen. You know, I wish there was a bit more time, specifically between Ryuga and his girlfriend.
Yeah, it's like the conflict happened, and we didn't really care about her all too much.
I mean, like, we ended up. I
ended
up caring because of the chemistry between the two, and that is what sold the episode for me.
No, like at the start though, because we didn't know who she was, basically.
Yeah,
but...
I was worried. I was legitimately worried that we'd get another Saki issue, but you know.
Yeah, like they did splash in reasons why we should care about this.
Yes,
throughout the course of that, and they didn't like do it too excessively because they did take breaks. Thank God. They just like give it to us all in one go, and it was real sweet.
Yeah, it was, but it was a lot to take in. I do like what you said, that it is probably best in the long run to start quick and not dwell on too many story like universe issues, because like I don't know, I feel like the first episode of most tokusatsu is bogged down by trying to tell you its rules, but episode 1 and 2 of Build definitely did a good job of realizing these characters, showing the audience what they're all about, and having a lot of fun, and that got me hooked. That makes me want to explore the universe. Don't just start telling me about your universe and expect me to want to see it. I think Build is doing a great job of that.
Yeah, like I really care about the characters, so that in turn makes me more interested about the world we live in.
Definitely.
So, yeah, this balance is really working out for me, at least.
Yeah. Anyway, I think that just about does it, because we have talked just as long as the episode had gone for. So if you like this episode, hit that like button. If you want to hear more from us each week, hit that subscribe button, because we will be back hopefully every Monday with another Kamen Rider Build episode. Tell us in the comments down below what you thought about episode 2 of Kamen Rider Build. And go into the links in the description down below, because there's a bunch of that stuff there. Our socials, our Discord chat, everything in there. Anyways, I think that just about does it. See ya.
Bye.